Good, so Carl and I are out working on the same stuff. We're just working on his leash walking again. Good boy, yes. So, good boy, just giving him a treat there. Somebody walking by. So a lot of this is going to be your handling. So it's really important that when he hits the end of the leash, he's not really doing it. When he hits the end of the leash to go sniff something, that he never gets forward motion. So that's kind of your be a tree kind of thing. So he hits the end of the leash. If he goes to sniff something, he never gets, leash is tight and you don't walk with him. So whenever the leash is tight, you're just going to either stop or you're going to turn around and go the opposite direction. Oh, there's a doggy down there. So that's one thing. And the other thing is he's getting better at coming back into heel position on his own, so he doesn't need to be prompted as much. There's a doggy coming here, so I'm just going to see if he notices him and work on a little bit of training with that. There we go. So he's pulling into the leash. I'm stopping. Leash is tight. And I'm just going to encourage him to come back here. Oh, puppy. Come on, sticker. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm giving him a treat here. What I'm going to do is lure him in right to heel position. So that's kind of where I want him to be, even with my feet. So my feet forward, his feet forward. Right there. So that's that nice position. That's where I want you to be feeding him. So he's still looking at that puppy that's down there. There it is. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. So if he can look quietly at another dog, that's when I'm feeding him. So that's what we want. Ideally, we want him to be able to look at another dog and then look away without barking, right? Like, he's very friendly, obviously, and it's not a huge problem. But we just want him to be able, he's just getting too excited to see other dogs. So, yeah, so we just want him to be able to look at the dog and look away, which is kind of what a normal dog interaction is like. There's some people coming this way. No dog, so good boy. So I'm just rewarding him for being in that heel position a lot. And then while we're walking, I'm also going to reward him in that position. So let's see what we look like here. Yes. Very nice. Yes, good boy. Very good. Okay. Good boy. So I'm giving him treats as the people go by, just so he doesn't think about jumping on them, especially if there's a kid. So he's hit the end there. I just stop. Yeah! And he's automatically coming back to get his treat in heel position. So if he crosses me, I want him on the left side. So if he crosses me, I'll also just stop and then I'll encourage him to come back. Good boy. Here we go. He's just crossing me. Some of the businesses are open here, so he's just trying to go in. Get some pats. So he's crossed in front again, so I'm going to stop. Good boy. Good boy. And if he's getting a little bored or something, I'll take a couple steps backwards there. I just did that to get him excited again, so he's focused. Good boy. So leash is nice and loose here. You can kind of see how it's moving around. It's not tight. He's walking with me. I'm not holding him in place. He's doing it on his own. So he goes a little too far out. I stop. And right now I'm looking for an automatic turnaround. Yeah, good boy. So he turns his face. He looks at me. And that's what we want. And then the other thing I'll do is go this way. Yeah, good boy. And I'll turn and then I'll feed him in the other direction. So that's if he starts going really far out ahead, or if he's getting really distracted by something, I'll play it a few times. This way. Good boy. Very good. Kind of a fun game. He's a really active dog, so this way. Yeah, so he has to catch up and catch the heel position. So that's a pretty fun game, especially for a dog that likes to move. Good boy. And he's fast. Going a little fast there, bud. Good boy. Very nice. So we've got lots of automatic behaviors coming in, which is what I like. Very good. Yes. Good boy. Very nice. So every once in a while, probably about, if he does a good 4 or 5 steps in the heel position, then I'm marking and rewarding that as well. Because ideally that's what we want, is him not having to do the stop and go all the time, but him just walking nicely in heel. So he's a little further ahead. You can see, good boy, how far the leash is. Good boy. There we go. So hopefully that's easy enough to follow for when you get home, and we'll do a little lesson before he heads home.